The first part of working with synthesis is to import your references into the literature review software. So to do this, you would first go to an external literature repository such as PubMed, and you would type in your search terms and you would actually collect your file. So in this case, we're searching for the term patient flow, and then would actually extract all of these references. So we would choose send to, collect file, and then choose the format Medline, and then create file. Synthesis has instructions for how to download from Medline and Embase, Web of Science, and many other. And in most cases, the RIS file or the RIS file format is what synthesis will import without any problems. In this case, we have already, to save time, extracted the PubMed files. We will perform a second search where we will look for the search terms emergency and overcrowding, and this is to show how synthesis can import multiple reference files, and the software will then find the references that are the same between these two searches. So if you import a search from Medline and then import another one from PubMed, a lot of those references will be the same. So to save time, synthesis looks at all of the references as it's importing to actually try to see whether they're the same reference. So once you've downloaded those PubMed files or whatever format, you then would go into synthesis and find those files. In this case, we're heading into the downloads folder, and synthesis allows you to import multiple files at the same time. So if you did perform multiple searches, you could just select the ones you want, and synthesis will load those in one at a time. In this case, when it imports it, it looks to see whether those references have already been imported. And then once I'm done, we should validate it by checking it by hand, because there are many references that look the same where the reference may only vary by one character, such as having a part 1 or a part 2. And so to validate it by hand, you would head into project and choose project settings. And in the upper right hand corner of your project settings, there's a duplicate mode option that if you click on that, and then you choose OK, you will then I'm sent to the duplicate part of synthesis. So the quickest way to actually validate by hand is to sort it on the title. And on the left hand side though, there is a column there that actually shows whether the reference is actually a duplicate or whether it is not. So the proper way would be to go title by title all the way down, and then at that point just choose whether it is actually the same reference or not. And here we're seeing that we have two references that look really close, as they only vary by having a part 3 and a part 4. And so we would then say that they are not the same reference, so we would choose they are not a duplicate. And we do that through the drop down window. Looking at the next one, we have the same title, but the authors are not the same. And as well though, the number of the journal and the issue of the journal are slightly off. So once more, we would actually choose that as not being a duplicate. One fast way of actually choosing whether a paper is a duplicate or not are hotkeys, and you can use Control I or Control O to either turn it into in or out, whether it is a duplicate or whether it is not, or else you can use the drop down settings as we're showing right now. When you're all finished, you then would actually go project and then choose project settings, and then you would turn off the duplicate mode. And then once you're done, you're then into the synthesis abstract inclusion exclusion phase.